Okay, hello guys and girls, and welcome back. It is your boy Big John, and I'm here today to show you how I was able to make 25,000 trading on prop accounts using the Neo trading system on TradingView. And I'm also going to show you how I was able to use the Neo system to give out a gold signal. So for anyone that is some die-hard members of my group, that is fantastic. I love you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. And you like the video because I gave out a signal trade at 12 a.m. in the middle of the night, UK time. My eyeballs were burning people, but I still gave out the signal trade just so you guys and girls could eat. And I just wanted to also let you know, even though I gave out that signal, if you do want to get into the gold scalping and day trade group, it's right here. And I can add you to this group. It is a paid price. It's only 25 GBP for lifetime access, but the price on that will go up as soon as this user count gets to 75 up here. So there's not that many spaces left at 25 GBP for lifetime access. So make sure you hit me up as soon as possible. Now, this group comes out with simple signals like this, as you can see. And if you also want to get yourself onto trade copying, so anytime I take a trade on my account, it will obviously get mimicked over to your account. So it will copy over to your account as well. All the risk is sorted out and things like that as well. So you don't have to worry about anything, literally making money, doing absolutely nothing, guys and girls. Just investing at first and sitting on your hands. And the rest of it is taken care of you. Now, that one is an extra 20 GBP a month as an add-on, just to let you know. So altogether, if you signed up for trade copying and the lifetime access to signals, you'll be paying 45 GBP the first month and then 20 GBP every month after. If you want to trade these signals yourself, it's just 25 GBP lifetime access until this gets to 75 subscribers. By that time, the price will change. So it's up to you if you get in. All right, let's get into the source, people. Let's get into the source. Okay, so this is the Neo indicator trading system, and this is on TradingView. And this was the setup I pretty much was telling people from yesterday night. You can see the previous video. I'll put the link to that video in the description below as well, so everyone can see that I was not waffling and I showed people a live trade, not the first, won't be the last, but I showed them a live trade of how the Neo trading system works and why I didn't have to do nothing but simply just scroll through my pairs and come across gold and saw that there was a possibility of a sell trade setup. So what I saw Neo doing, sorry, I want to do this. Boom. So what I saw from the market close yesterday, and this was actually when I was doing a one-on-one VIP Zoom call. So I was doing a Zoom call with a member from the VIP, and they offered to, they asked, sorry, to pay for a one-on-one session, which I also do. And whilst I was doing that session, we literally just went through a bunch of the pairs. I was showing them how the Neo trading system works, and they asked me about to go and check gold. So we went to go check gold, and I told them straight away that, hey, look, this could literally sell. And I explained in the last video why. We can see on this table alone here that let me just get a marker tool so it's a bit better for you guys and girls here. Boom. We can see that the weekly has a lower high and has a weekly resistance. We can see that the daily has a lower high and has a daily resistance. And we can see the 4 hour has a lower high and has a resistance as well. So what I've told people in the previous video is we like to see, look out for a break and a retest. So I was able to give people, guys and girls, the signal based on the setup like this. So there was actually 2 stop losses. So before price action even broke where this white line is, this sell zone, I told people that there's 2 in the group. So this is the Telegram group. The link for that's in the description below. I gave this out as a free trade in Telegram, Discord, and YouTube as a live trade as well. So I told them as soon as it breaks this white line here, which was 3360 price level, we're looking at a continuation of a sell. And I told them that obviously you can put your stop loss up here. And then the second time I've now given a heads up on this trade before it's gone through anywhere for an entry yet. I told them you can actually have your stop loss here as well once it breaks the entry point, which is obviously this level here. Yeah. So remember, the system's already telling me that, hey, we can look for a trade setup. Now, our main point of looking for this is the setup has appeared, but we haven't got our break and our retest yet, which I said is safer. Now, you might be asking, what do I mean by that? You're going to say, what do you mean by that, John? Well, what I actually mean by that is looking at the 4-hour time frame. Once we get a 4-hour turncoat resistance here, which again is the break and the retest, when the support is broken, we're going to see the breakout basically. And from that breakout alone, we can literally take this trade in setup. And I was telling people you could even set a pending order on 3360 if you wanted to, or you can literally just wait for it to break that level. Maybe set an alert on the horizontal line. So you can literally just set alerts on these lines. If you write, you can't do it now because it's replay mode, I believe so. Yeah, but you can set an alert on it anyway, and you can wait for price action to break there. But let's pay attention to what this table is doing as I move forward with price. So it's literally told us that, hey, this setup is literally ready to go. We're just waiting for it to break. Again, 3360. Let's see what happens as we move price. So even as I saw this happen here and price action went up, remember, we're expecting for it to go down. So at this point, I've even managed to get an entry right at the top up here. So I said, this is going to go down based on how the entry criteria was starting from the beginning. Some people might even say, oh, but John, it says higher low here on the 4-hour and support turncoat. It already gave us the entry. You could have entered from the market open regardless, because remember what I told you. Your stop loss could be here or could be up here. This is your safer stop loss. So regardless, yes, if I entered at the beginning of the market, I would have been in drawdown. This is why I say wait for the turncoat, because the chances of going into drawdown is a lot less. That's what the turncoats help you with. But as soon as it went up here and broke this one, I said this price is still going to sell based on what we saw at the beginning of the day, where everything here was bearish. So I've entered. I've managed to get pretty much a sniper entry from up here, and I've just been holding price. But let's just pay attention to what happens next. So boom, start moving it forward. Boom, you can see it instantly rejects. Now, as soon as it instantly rejects, I'm going to make this slower for you guys and girls. You can see. What do we see here as it instantly rejects? I'm going to put this down to like a 5-minute interval for you guys and girls, okay? I'm going to put this to a 5-minute interval. Look at the table, the 4-hour table, see what happens on the 4-hour part of the table. Boom. See, as soon as it broke that white line, just like I explained to everyone, you get resistance turncoat on the 4-hour. This is giving you your indication to now start looking for your sell trade, because they have now gone to break that support. You might be thinking, okay, I explained it in the last video yesterday. Now it does say higher low here on the 4-hour, but why are we going to pay attention to a higher low on the 4-hour for buyers when we've got, sorry, let me use the, keep forgetting, then getting away. When we've got the weekly that's very bearish, we've got the daily that's bearish as well. That 4-hour high low doesn't hold weight no more, especially when we've even got the break of the support, which is the resistance turncoat. You've got much more bearish indication right here between these three than you have one small higher low on the 4-hour. So we're looking to still take this sell trade, even though that happened from that area. Boom. So we've taken the sell trade from here. Most people should have taken it. And then obviously, if you're taking a sell trade from here, let's just put this. So remember, look when it gave the entry. When it's given the entry, your stop loss could have been above this area, because you didn't have to enter at market open. You could enter there, and now your stop loss is at this level here because you've just entered this pair. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. We go forward, and then we see beautifully what's happening. You see, I want people to pay attention to this. When price action is doing this type of move, where the setup gears up, I explained it again in the last video, and I want to make this one too long so people can go back to the last video. When the daily and the 4-hour come together, you tend to get this move that is going to break out of price. It's going to break out for buyers or sells. And I've noticed that when you see like the turncoat break for buyers or sells, obviously if it's a buy, it'll say support turncoat. Or obviously if it's a sell, it says resistance turncoat. That candle that seems to break that turncoat is heavy. It's just a heavy volume candle. Don't ask me why, but when you get it right and you manage to catch the daily mimicking what the 4-hour is, so all four of these are pretty much in a bearish or bullish motion. By the time you get the turncoat, it's just going to do a big candle, boom, to break it, to create the turncoat in the first place, as you can see here. So it did that. As soon as it's done that, we can obviously see Neo has now shown us when this candle closes. Sorry, let me go into back to the 1-hour. It's going to be too slow. Now we can see this, boom. So we've got a breakout candle. So if you had gold on this chart here, it's even going to tell you that gold has a breakout order, basically. But we don't have gold on this chart. You can make these charts smaller and bigger. I've only made it bigger at the bottom. Basically, if you make it bigger, the bottom table becomes bigger as well. You can do that in the settings, but I've made it bigger just so you can actually see it properly on YouTube. You can literally turn it to small, and then it will even be smaller for you on the chart. You'll just see here, boom, just to show you. I don't want people to think, well, this is messy. There's so much going on, and da, da, da. People always have something to say. They always have something to say. So look, boom. So now you can see the table's the same size, and this is a bit smaller here now. So yeah, boom. As soon as that's happened, we're literally like at a point where we're like, okay, we're in the trade, it can sell. But some people even miss the setup. I know some people have missed the setup. So I'm like, okay, don't worry if you've missed the setup. We more than likely can catch a continuation. So remember, we've got a 4-hour breakout here and a possible 4-hour FVG that can form. So what's happened here? Boom. Whoops. Obviously, well, price action jumped now. We'll go back to the 5-minute here on the intervals, and we'll go back to the replay mode. Okay. So as soon as we've got back into this resistance, which is the sell area, look how powerful that sell area was. And remember, I gave that out to traders. I want everyone to understand what I'm telling you here. I was able to give that out, understanding the power of the daily and the 4-hour and what happens when they come together and then you get a turncoat break. So when I'm literally on the school run at this point, guys and girls. Like, I'm not even at my computer, but I've seen price action has come back to the low where the turncoat was, the sell zone line I've marked out here. I said, oh, now gold looks like it could do a, for everybody that missed the original pull down for the sell, here's where you can get your entry in for your sell. So we'll see now, boom. So as soon as price has touched it, look what happens. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Remember, this is all marked out for you. Look how powerful this rejection level is. Yeah, boom. So now we see this, boom, price goes into this level. It obviously fails. And then obviously, what do we start to see next? We start to see price action reversing for the sell. And this is the current sell that we're in on gold right now again. So even if you missed the first breakout entry, you had a secondary pullback to there for the rejection sell. Do you understand? This is the power of the Neo indicator, guys and girls. Simple as. All that happened is I didn't even look to trade this pair. I've just seen while I was doing a Zoom call and I was explaining to people that, hey, look, it was the VIP student. I was like, the table's matching up and this can sell. You know, it can sell literally. You can see what it's doing now. Look, again, just telling you, because now we had the retest there. We've already broken out, so the rejection level, the turncoat's there. Obviously, this candle's just closed now, the 4-hour candle, so another lower high is formed. Boom. So even from now, this could continue to sell. You're in the good sell, and this could continue to sell down to this level here. But obviously, we know the market hasn't got too long left. But for going into Friday, this should hopefully continue down to these lows, or at least we've got liquidity levels here. So you really got a TP1 here at 3222, and you've got another one down here as well. So let's just add 2 of those there. Boom. Yeah. Cool. So has anybody got any questions on what I've just said there with this whole gold setup and seeing what happened? Literally, I did the beginning and I've done, this is the update of the trade. Like, there's no way nobody can say the system's not working because I showed you yesterday. Has anybody got any questions based on what I'm saying here? Yeah, gold should be going to the next support. This is a daily support down here, by the way. So it's going to either 3221 or 3202, basically around there. That's where gold can go towards. Anybody got any questions? You got no questions? All right, cool. So this is the gold trade here. This is just one. I've been we ain't even done yet, people. We ain't even done. After I came out of the Zoom call, I was still going further into my analysis on every single pair because I love to go through my watch list. As you can see in my watch list, I've got everything here. I've got all the pairs, you see? So every single day the market closes, I'll go through every single pair from A to basically Z, which is gold is X. I'll go all the way there and I'll check what the indicator is showing me against what the market's either done the day before or what it's lining up for. That's how I was able to find this gold trade setup. Okay, give me a second. Let's take it back here. Let's put this back onto the 1-hour interval. Okay. Let's just go to the next day. Boom. All right, cool. So now I was able to go through all the pairs and we'll start with Euro JPY. So this is exactly how Euro JPY looked as well, because look, I've got the buy zone line there. I was even able to give an idea of the stop loss to take profit levels that price could hit before price has even done the move, set up on these support and resistance zones. So let's just fast forward this a little bit so you can see, boom, where is it? Yeah, boom, here. So look at the table here. Now we can see that the weekly and the daily are showing us a setup here. Nice flip reversal of what can happen. We're seeing that price action now from the sell it's done, it's now flipped over from the daily perspective into possible buys. So what we need to see next is what? What do we need to see next? We can see the dailies in line. We can see the weeklies in line. What other time frame would we like to see come together in order for us to find a buy or a sell, buy setup? Sorry. What we need to see, people? Just just answer the question in the comments. What do you think? Simple as day. This is what we want. We want that 4 hour to go bullish. That's what we want. So we just sit on our hands. We don't have to do nothing, people. Boom, boom, boom. Bingo. The 4 hours now gone bullish. As soon as this has happened, I'm like, this is even better because the 4 hour didn't have to create a support as well. We've got a daily support. We've got a weekly high low, a weekly turncoat break and retest for a buy. We've got a daily high low that has just formed because 1 bar ago it formed. We've got a support that has just formed on the daily 1 bar ago. We've got a higher low that has formed on the 4 hour 1 bar ago. And we've got a support again. So that's telling us there's a daily support, which is this one. There's a 4 hour support. So what are you seeing here? You're seeing price create basically its lower low and it's higher low. So what else are you going to expect to do? You're going to expect price to continue to buy. All right, cool. So now, as soon as this has happened, I've got in on this trade here. I didn't even wait for it to break the turncoat because I said, this is too good to be true. This is a nice entry here because if it's not going to do the move from here, the only thing that could fail this move is if you get a mad news reversal because a news trade has just come in. But based on structure, you're not going to get it much better than as you can obviously see the table now. The only thing that would have been great is this one here. But like I said, this is the only thing I would have updated. I'm trying to look at some other updates and I'm going to get that changed. So when it says higher high here, it won't be green. It'll be gray, obviously, or whatever your bearish color is. Wherever it says lower low here, it would obviously be your bullish color. That's just a little bug, but you can obviously tell a higher high is obviously a higher high. It's not a lower low and vice versa. But yeah, boom, we entered this trade here. I gave this signal out here for everyone like this. So I put this in the VIP, Neo VIP signal group. And then the lifetime members that have had Neo from MT4 also get these signals just to show them that, you know, even though I don't use MT4 anymore for Neo, I use TradingView, you're still able to make money with us. So you can get yourself onto the Neo on TradingView. If not, it's up to you completely. Boom. All right, let's see what happens. Let's fast forward this. So I need to move this Zoom bar out of the way. Getting in the way. Boom. Boom. What do we see happening straight away? Oh my gosh. You see that turncoat level? What happens when they want to break that turncoat? Boom. This is why I say the turncoats are good indications for entries. So even if you didn't get in down here because you was a bit scared because there wasn't a turncoat, like we've traded for the last 2 years, a 4 hour turncoat break-in from MT4 over to TradingView, you can see that once you start seeing this volume candle like this, there's a good chance it's going anyway. So if you're seeing price pushing up like that, to create a turncoat, there's a good chance it will continue. Every step of the way, people, from when this was bearish, I posted it in the VIP group to show people, look at this trade, this is what we're waiting for. Then when it had this 4 hour support and 4 hour support and the higher low on the 4 hour, I said, look what's happening, people, just so people can see I'm not just talking crap. I'm showing you, this is what the indicator is showing you live in the market. I did not sleep so I could show people this information. Do you get it? Boom, then we get our support turncoat break. I'm like, all right, cool. We're going to keep going with this. And then obviously, as we can see here, price action still has the possibility to buy because we're still in that day at the moment. So it's either going to continue to buy a bit more today or tomorrow it can continue up to these liquidity highs up here. Do you understand? This was the move we saw in this pair. This was Euro JPY, sorry. Then we go over to GBP JPY. Let's just do this first. So boom, 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 Let's do this first. BBP, JPY. Cool. Right. Now we have this as well. Remember, this was after the Zoom call of the gold trade analysis I gave out to everyone for the signal today. I've seen this one like this. Boom. Same thing. We've got all of this matching, the weekly, the daily, and brand new higher low support as well. I'm like, okay, say no more. Everything's cushy mushy. I'm thinking, what else is going to happen? All we have to do is wait for the 4 hour to come in line. Again, I posted that to the members. It's all there. All the proof is there for every single person that I've seen. Posted it to all the members. Told them, let's just wait to see what happens here. Boom. We go over to this. I'm just waiting for this. Hold on a second. Boom. We can now see the 4 hour has a higher low with 1 bar. So is the daily. So is the support 1 bar ago. So this is brand new. And so is the 4 hour support. So I said, hey, boom, I'm getting in. I got in as soon as that W2 appeared on the chart. Right there, that W2 on the 4 hours. So that was this candle here. As soon as this candle closed, I got in on this. I said, you're not getting much better than this in terms of support resistance. In terms of structure, you're not getting much better than this. Obviously, the turncoat rate would be nice as well, but you ain't getting much better than what you're seeing here. It's like what happened with gold. Well, the most it could do is pull back a bit and then it will go, but it should go unless news literally just comes out completely against you and flips the other way. But in terms of structure and technical analysis, this table is giving it to you straight away in front of your face. You don't even have to start doing some crazy breakdown. It's all mathematically just being done for you. So I'm just like, okay, cool. So I've entered the trade, and then what do you see? You see this start to happen. Boom. Look at that. Isn't that a beauty, people? Isn't that a beauty? So from here, this was how many pips? This was a 200 pip trade I gave out today. Just based, I remember I only saw this trade after the 12 a.m. Zoom call, and I just went through the market and I was like, oh, this is lining up. I found a 200 pip trade literally in the space of like 15 minutes using this system. And that was for both trades. The other one was about, I think about maybe 80 pips or 90 pips. It didn't buy as much Euro JPY. But boom, can you see how simple it is, guys and girls? So has anybody got any questions on that? This is how I was able to make the 25,000 between the $3 million worth of accounts that I actually have. I was able to make $25,000 basically. So I just made under 1%. And I was able to just close out because I was happy. I probably wasn't even going to trade this week. But because it just started looking so juicy, and I'm checking the reliability of this table, which is proving to be just epic at the moment, the setup was there. Why am I not going to trade it? I traded it. I didn't make my risk too crazy. That's why I only made 25,000. I could have made 45,000 or 60,000, which is 2%, 60,000. But I made just under 1% because I was just like, hey, let me chill. You know, usually I wait for my daily breakout, like I explained in the previous video, and this time I just didn't. I was like, let me trade the inner workings of the market based on that and just adding a bit to the weekly structure, which we can see again on this table. So I added all this together. Boom. As we like to say, Bob's your uncle. Trade went off. Boom, 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 boom. Before going down. And before going down, any pullback happened in gold. Where's that? Before going down, any pullback happened in gold. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you, I'll say I know where to pull back to because realistically, the pullback which would have made the most sense is here. I'm not going to predict that any of these FVGs. I don't trade like that. Do you get it? We're in the move. When I'm in a move, I don't try and predict that unless it goes negative. Do you get it? Because then I'm looking at actually where the support resistance is below or above. But if you're in a buy like this already, I'm not going to predict where it's going to go to continue this move. I don't trade like that. I'm not going to even lie to you. Just being straight up, I actually don't trade like that. The only time I care is if price action goes negative. So if it goes negative, then clearly we can see there's a strong level of like support around here, if that makes sense. But here, this is a brand new move. So there is no solid level of support. You're going to have to start going over to the left of the chart to start saying, oh, well, this was a resistance here before. So maybe it will go to here. And it's too if buts or so's and all of that. I'd rather just keep it simple. If I'm in a move, I'm in the move. And that's why I think you asked me earlier about NAS 100. And I said, the move has started. There is no, don't overcomplicate it. Don't do any of that. The move has started. Do you get what I mean? It's just nice and simple. So does that make sense, Anton? Like it started. There's no point worrying about where you can get re-entries or anything like that. The only thing I could say for the TP level, it should go here, and this is what we expect. Because this was like 2 weeks ago's wick, basically high. TP level, yeah, that's there. It's in front of us. But re-entry, I don't really trade like that because it becomes very sketchy. Boom, boom, before going back down. So before going down, any pullback happen in gold. So let's go back over to gold. Yeah. So I've literally shown you how I was able to catch me the 25,000. Let's go back over into gold. All right, cool. So let's go back in. So what do you mean by before entry? What do you mean? Be more specific, Mr. S. Before going down, any pullback happen in gold. What do you mean by that? Just so I know. I don't understand what you mean by what you're trying to explain there. Do you mean, is there any way for you to enter it now for a pullback, or do you mean before the entry I gave, was there a pullback? That's what I'm trying to understand. So you mean before the entry I chose? Is that what you mean? Okay, so the entry I chose, yeah. Oops, sorry. Let me move this out of the way. So to avoid confusion for anyone, you enter from where this was here. Obviously, it created a new support, but look, pay attention to the candle, like I told you, and what happened, the sell zone. Look, the market opened, boom, yeah. We had a, hold on, wait for it to load the indicator. That's why it hasn't loaded. Let's go back here. Wait for the indicator to load first. Boom. Cool. Now you can see where the sell zone line is. This is where the support was. Do you understand? So instead of giving yourself headache and being caught in a possible pullback, yeah, what I've explained is that it's better for you to wait for it to break this area. It was right beside price as well, so it's not that bad. Do you understand? The reason I entered GJ in that lot when the table looked like this, because it was about 50 pips away, maybe 30, let's say 25 to 50 pips. The turncoat break area was. So I was like, let me try and risk it because I'm in. Where else could it really pull back to if I'm already down here? Do you understand? I'm already down here. The turncoat is up ahead. Why is it going to pull back some more like a slingshot? Why would it pull back more when it's already in the pullback? Do you understand my point? I said it's good to get in here. But gold, there was no need to be impatient with gold really, because look, the turncoat's like, how many pips? This is probably like 10 pips. You understand? It's literally like, if you put it in pips, it's 12 pips away. Your entry from where it is now. So I was like, you might as well wait for it to break this area before you enter the trade. It's literally right beside it. Do you understand? Now, again, obviously gold didn't do that at first because they didn't want to give you free money because this is traded. You understand? So they decided to go up first. Yeah. So as soon as they decided to go up like this, boom. Okay. Now I've just decided to enter from here because I've said that, hey, gold is going down. It's more than likely going down because of the weekly and the daily. This is just a pull, but this is the pullback that GJ and EJ were already in. This is the pullback it's trying to give now. Again, EJ, GJ already gave that pullback. Do you understand? So this is the little pullback right now. So I'm like, oh, okay, enter from here. This is how I was able to get that entry. But realistically, it doesn't matter if you got this entry or not. Yes, it's more pips, but you don't have to make trading hard for yourself. Because like I said, I had to tell somebody off the other day. I'm just going to say how it is. I had to tell someone else in the trade copy because you've got trade copying. Do you understand? But at the same time, you're still trying to trade the account. It's what I call that. That's doing too much. I can do that because again, I'm at this level of trading. You don't have to do that because I've given you everything just right there on the table for free. The whole dinner plate. You've got dessert, you've got chicken drumsticks, you've got whatever. If you're vegan, you've got salad bowls, you've got donuts if you like donuts. You've got everything right there from that sell zone entry. So all you have to do is wait for it to break this turncoat. You don't have to start working out, but what could I have done? Could I have gone to the 5 minute here? And if I did this and I did that, and no, why are you doing that to yourself? This is not necessary because you still make money. Another trader messaged me and said, "Can I get on a gold now?" When it was near the sell zone. I was like, "Yeah," and that person made money. Do you understand? So don't overcomplicate it. I'm just telling you what I did because I swore at doing this and I have belief in the system I created. So that's why I entered up here. Do you understand? But for you, simple as day, right there. So all you had to do is see gold go here, boom. As soon as it broke this level, even with the wick, you could enter that trade. Do you understand? As soon as it broke the sell zone, sorry, which was here, obviously it changed to a new support. That's why it's there. But boom, you would have entered. If you missed that entry, you're waiting for your possible entry, like I was asked by the other trader, Anton. I wouldn't have given a re-entry in this trade. The only reason I gave a re-entry in this trade is because it went back to the same turncoat. Do you understand? Because remember, the turncoat move is an aggressive move. So if you don't catch it, you might miss it. So it's the break and the retest. Literally verbatim what I explained in yesterday's video. If you watch yesterday's video, and obviously you go to watch this video, literally, I've said it clear as day. That's what the turncoats are. They're break and retest zones. So not only do we have a break and a retest, we have an FVG in the retest area, a 4-hour one. So the likelihood of price action doing something is even more now. Do you understand where I'm coming from, guys and girls? It's even more. So you had the FVG there, and now, so not only do you have the weekly, the daily, you had the 4-hour at the entry point where it was up here before the turncoat break here. You now have a 4-hour FVG bearish as well. How many more signs do you need for it to tell you that gold can sell? Do you understand? What else do you need, people? That's what I'm trying to tell you now. What else do you need? Boom. You even had the turncoat break, and then obviously see what gold is doing now. So hopefully that answers your question, my friend. Don't overcomplicate it. The turncoat zone was right there, and that's why I entered the trade. I did explain that before. Did that answer your question, Mr. S? And the re-entry was right there. And hopefully I even answered the question for you, Anton, as well, because that is a better way to look for a re-entry when you see something like that happening. Rather than the move's already, it's like asking me now, where should I re-enter on gold? I'm like, well, broski, we had hours to get in on the breakout before it did. And then we also had the retest. How many re-entries you want to look for? It's not impossible, but it's making trading difficult, bro. That's the way I see it. It's making trading difficult. You get it? Does that answer your question as well, by the way, my friend? Yeah, for Anton, that's cool. But for Mr. S, if Mr. S asked a question here, I don't know if that answered his question. Because he asked, before going down, any pullback happen in gold? And yes, there you go. So yes, there was a pullback. That's what I answered. Okay, well, Mr. S is probably gone. I don't know if he's there or not, but yeah, boom. Hopefully that answers his question. Any other question, guys and girls? Because I want to keep this Zoom call nice, short, and sweet. I don't want to make it too long because people don't watch it when it's too long unless you tell them how to flip $1 into $1,000,000. That's why I'm going to title this video, $1 into $1,000,000. See if I get 100,000 views. Do, do, do. It's the only way people watch it. If you don't put a ridiculous title, nobody's going to watch your video. They don't watch it, even though there's so much information in there for them. They don't understand. Like, it's just straight to the point information, no faffing around, no fancy cuts and edits, just boom, straight to the point information. That's what it is. No, don't do all of that. It's like East London. Like East London lingo, mate. Straight to the point. Look, it's gone there, mate. When it's up here, mate, look for the reversal, son. When it reverses from this top bit here, it's going to create a lower eye. When it creates the lower eye, then sell the price action. Everything's all good. It's all good, mush. It's all right. Boom. All right, yeah, cool. All right, we'll leave it there then, guys and girls. But yeah, that's the update on the trade. Live trade. People asked me, had it before in the group, one of the traders. I see them still lurking in the group, but I don't know if they're watching my Zoom calls anymore. They know who they are. They asked me, can you do live examples of Neo? There you go. That's a live example I gave you right there. Could have blew up in my face. And it wasn't only one, it was three live examples I've basically given between the trades I gave out in the Neo VIP group and this gold trade. There's three trades I gave out, and all three of them worked using Neo and the new update, which is this table here. Literally, people. That's not just one. That's just showing you proof of concept. And if you purchase it, you're not getting rubbish. So if you do want to purchase Neo anyway, just give me a message. Let me know. You can hit me up in Discord or Telegram. There is it's 50 GBP a month for the access to the group with the signals and obviously the ongoing mentorship. And also, if you can buy lifetime access to Neo if you want to. I think that's just the best because obviously I'm constantly updating the system, as anybody would know, and everybody in Neo can vouch for that. This has been updated like probably once every 1 to 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. There'll be like a little bit of an update. Nothing too crazy most times, but it's obviously to keep the product fresh and new as it should always be. Yeah, it's pretty much there. We can work out a deal on lifetime access to make it easier for you. Nothing ridiculous though, people, because obviously I'm spending hours and hours with either a coding team or doing this myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm putting in a lot of work and a lot of effort into this. And this is a very unique system. Not many people have what this system has, and you can go and check it yourself and you'll be like, oh wow, okay. He is talking. I have not seen anybody show me a system yet that has three tables in one indicator to read the market. I haven't seen anybody doing that. Do you know what I mean? That's three tables. You've got multi-time frame support and resistance, multi-time frame structure, and you've got volume indication showing you 28 pairs all at once. Do you understand? So you can put 14 pairs in one table and 14 pairs in another if you add the indicator twice and you move one table to the bottom of the screen. That's 20. You can read 28 pairs at once. So all of these pairs right now in the market have done a 4-hour breakout candle. So ADCAD has done the buy, ADCHF has done one, just to show you guys and girls. Just whatever time frame you're on, it shows you. Just to show you how crazy the system is. So you can already see volatility, boom. You don't even have to go and you don't have to even check the pair to find out if there was a breakout. It's telling you there was a breakout. You understand? Look, we'll go to ADJPY. That means AED-JPY has done a more of a buy continuation. Boom. Right there in front of your face. You see? It's showing you. Do you get it? So another thing that would be cool is if I had multi-time frame breakouts, but obviously I'm trying to make it a bit different. The reason why I'm saying that is because if you start to see a multi-time frame breakout and you could see every single pair, you'd be able to see as price action is shifting through the time frames for the breakout. Do you understand? But that's something I can look into in future. So imagine you can actually see it moving from let's just say from the 15-minute to the 30-minute to the 1 hour. And then now you'd be able to catch this 4-hour breakout because you'd see the pattern. It's all about, the more data you can sort of see, the easier you can pick up patterns. And this is how I've managed to pick up the pattern with the gold sell, the GJ buy and the EJ buy. It's because now I'm able to see the pattern instantly in front of my face. Do you understand? So yeah, that's just kind of what it is, guys and girls. You know? Just that, but you get the whole point. Like the system is very unique, very tasty, very oily, very, very oily, like Johnson's baby oil. Yeah. All right, cool people. I'm gonna leave it there anyway. Hit me up in the Discord or the Telegram. And yeah, man. There. Stop. Don't be tight, man. Invest your money into something that's worthwhile and somebody that actually cares. Understand? You get me? And hopefully you all made some juicy, oily money from gold sold today. No problem, man. I'm still holding my gold sell as well. I haven't even closed my gold trade. I'm still holding that. But I closed all my prop accounts. I'm still holding gold. I know. So, all right, people. I'll speak to you later. Yo, T, we're gone now, T. We're gone now, T. It's too late, T. It's too late, T. It's too late, T. You need to be there from the beginning, T. If you miss out, you miss out. Peace. 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 Now, what's up, T? T, how's I going to cover the last 5 seconds of the Zoom and say, no, don't go? What's wrong with you, T? What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with him? You gotta talk your mind, T. Talk your mind. Talk your mind quick. Ask your question. Ask your question. Right, Brian, use the table on. There's turncoats on every single time frame, mate. Whatever time frame you set it to, will pick up the turncoats on that level on that time frame as well. Yeah, of course. There's support and resistance on every time frame. Just go into the settings and change the time frames, bro. Go into the settings. Look, it's there. This is for the higher low and lower high. You can change it to whatever time frame you want. All right, this is for the support and resistance. You can change it to whatever time frame you want. It'll be there. It's there on every single time frame, mate. It's the same as Neo and MT4. Some people were using, they weren't using 4 hour turncoats. They were using 1 hour turncoats and 15-minute and 5-minute turncoats and support and resistance on even on the MT4 Neo. It's the same difference, mate. No worries. We answered the question for the latecomer. For the latecomer. Is that it? Yeah. I'm allowed to leave the Zoom now, yeah? It's not it, T, yeah? It's not it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the dismissal. Thank you. All right, everybody. Peace.